While my contractor was working at my house today, I did a few little projects of my own. This built-in pantry was built by the man who used to live in my house, and I organized my things. It's still a work in progress. I want to get a few bins for those bags of things up there in the top left corner, but I think it looks pretty good. And after I got finished organizing my pantry, I thought, I need to organize my spice drawer. So I got on YouTube and I found something that I thought I could do all my own. And it did not fail. It succeeded beautifully. And I'm going to tell you how to do it, because it cost me $2. $2 at the Dollar Tree. Let's take a look. All this is under here is foam core, and it is measured and bent and hot glued, and who cares? It's inside a drawer, and all of the spices cover up the seams. So this is what I did. I took out my largest spice. I put it into the drawer and made sure that it would close. And it does. I was going to have all of them tilted like this, but if I had done that, my drawer wouldn't close. And normally I have several of these big things from Sam's. I just haven't been in a while. And then I took my second tallest and I measured it to do the rest of the shelves. So this is what you do. You can't see this under here, but there is a black piece of foam core that I cut to fit snugly inside the size of my drawer. And I cut that so that I would have something to glue the white onto. Then, as I mentioned, I measured this. It was 8 inches. So I made a mark on the black foam core at 8 inches underneath here. Then when I measured this, it was 5 inches. Well, I allowed 1.5 inches for the rise. Can you see the slant? It all slants so that the spices sit up, and you can see every one of them. It's kind of like stadium seats. So I had 5 inches. I did 1.5 inches for this rise here. Now you cut all the way through the board at the 6.5 inch mark. You just score it at the 5 inch mark so that you can bend it in to make your little lip. And then I did the second one just like it, because that was going to allow me to have this tiny little space back here for these tiny little spices that I only use a little bit of every now and then, mostly when I'm making pickles. But there was a catch to this last one. So it measured out at 1 3/4, and I allowed the 1.5 inches for the rise. But when I did that, it squeezed these up and they wouldn't fit in. And so rather than 1.5 inches for the rise on the back, I cut it in half. So it's a 3/4 rise on the back. And I just hot glued it as I went, used a straight edge. I actually used this here. It's a level, but I didn't level anything. I just used that straight edge to squeeze the rise up so that it would be straight up and down. And then I would wait for the glue to dry while I cut the next piece. And then once it was all in place, I ran some beads of hot glue in all of the seams. I even thought about running some white caulk in all of the seams, because I actually have some white caulk in my caulk gun right now because I'm caulking my bedroom edition. But I haven't done that yet. I may do it, I may not. In order to do that, I have to take all of these beautifully alphabetized spices out of my drawer, and then I would have to leave it to dry for 24 hours. And I just think I'm going to leave it. I know most people who do this, all of their spices are from one company and they all match, but mine don't. And that's okay with me because this looks amazing and it is going to serve me perfectly. I can't believe I did it without any mistakes, but I did. So thumbs up me and thumbs up for the $2 spice drawer. If you buy 2 sheets of foam core and you have a mat knife, a ruler, and a hot glue gun, you can do this too. It took me about 20 minutes. I like, and I share and subscribe.